story, which I never heard before until I read it in this book. And I wasn't even, I mixed up the books and mixed up. There's 2 volumes and I picked up this volume, Hashgacha Pratis. It's an interesting story. I guess there's a source for this so let's tell the story. The famous Chassid, Rab Zalman Zezmer. So Rab Zalman Zezmer was a Chassid of the Alter Rebbe and a gewaldige Gaon, and he was a Rav in a place called Kreslave. So he used to, as per the Alter Rebbe's request, he would travel to the nearby cities to spread Teres Achsidus. He hid. How would he do it? This is the time of the Alter Rebbe, right? There's tremendous opposition. So he disguised his identity. He hid the fact he was a chassid, and he portrayed himself as a preacher. That's how it was in those days. A Magid Misharim. These were people that would travel. And that was a Panosa. They were great orators, and they went to the small shtetl and towns and cities that couldn't afford and didn't to pay for a full-time Magid to give drashas, and they would give drashas. And so he would get up onto the bima, wrapped in his talus as they used to do, and he would give a drasha and slip into his drasha, chassidus, and so on. So once he came to Volozhin, I have to tell you, Volozhin is the seat of next to Vilna, the seat of the Misnagdim. So he went to the Rav. Who was the Rav? Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, the Talmud of the Gra. He's disguised as a Magid and is a big Talmud. They used to faher him. I guess he was faher, doesn't say it here. And the Chaim Volozhin saw he's a big gon. So, yeah, he gave him permission to speak Shabbos and Shul before Mincha. He got permission. So this was Parshas Vayishlach. So Psalm gets up there. I mean, I guess this was necessary in those days. It had to be shock, awe and shock. What was shock and awe? What was expressed? What? Shock and awe. So Psalm gets up there and he says, the avodah of Yaakov Avinu was to elevate the sparks. All right? Then he continues. Vayishlach Yaakov Malachim, Yaakov sent angels. That's the Nitzutzik Dusha that he elevated. Le'esav, Ze HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's the Eibishter. He didn't have a chance to get down from the bima, and there was an uproar. And they didn't hold back then, beat him. They saw, obviously, that he was a chassid, a member of the kat of the sect, Apikursus. And there was a whole debate, can they hit him or not? Because Shabbos, you can't make a wound. Some guys were saying, you strangle him, maybe, but don't hit him because you can't make a wound on Shabbos. But the whole pilpul, what to do with this guy? Anyway, he managed to escape, with his life. And when the story got back to Rabbi Chaim Volozhin, so he called him in. He said, he says to him, how could you say such a thing? That he sent to Esav, Ze HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So Rabbi Zalman says it's a beferish Maimah Chazal. Rabbi Chaim says, I can tell you clearly, it's not written in Bavli, in Yerushalmi, or in any Midrash Chazal. What are you talking about? So Rabbi Zalman said to him, says in the famous Medrash, that Kol HaTorah, Kula Shemoisev Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the entire Torah, it's exactly what we're learning now, is the names of the Eibishter. And that includes the word Esav also. Rabbi Chaim heard him and said, okay. So this is a kind of shock to break through the barrier. It's an Esav, but it's all a Likus. And this is a Medrash, every word is Shemoisev Shel HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Now, by the way, what he said, also, the Pnim is Esav is Elam HaTorah, so he said he's elevated. It's also true, Pashit, in the whole explanation here, in Avedis HaBirurim. But he, I guess it is deliberately to force the seekers, there's always a big Talmud Chacham, to say such a thing. There's more than what we're seeing here. And we're learning in the Maimon now that the Pnimis of everything is the Eibishter. Pnimis of Torah, mitzvahs, including the word Esav, is alt, Pchiras HaAtzmos. The Eibishter's decision to express himself in these words in this way is alt. Okay, friends. Have a wonderful day. Hanukkah.